Hey, good afternoon and blessings out there. Hey, it's your man Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Listen, um, been a minute since I got a chance to sit down. As I told you, Generational Wealth Builders is growing. So my wife and I have been doing a lot of traveling as we're going to the different areas, different territories, establishing other offices. So I missed this, but I did have some time today, and so I said, you know what, I'm going to take this time out, just carve this time out now while I had a few moments and really just begin to talk a little bit about what's going on. And so, as y'all know, I am concerned about your 401k, and I hope that I bring a lot of awareness to it that you need to be concerned about your 401k as well, your 403b, your 457b. All of those products you need to be concerned about because think about it like this: you're doing it for your future self, and you want to make sure that you give your future self the best leg up that you can. You want to make sure that at the time you say, you know what, I'm done, I'm giving it up, I'm ready to retire, I'm ready to go get me a Cadillac, or I'm ready to go get me a mobile home and just ride the road, whatever the case may be. Whatever your retirement dreams are, I want you to have them. What I don't want to happen is I don't want at the point that you want to retire, you can't retire. And one of the reasons why you won't be able to retire is if you don't have the amount of money that you need, right? So with that being said, I was reading an article this morning about Disney, and we know Disney has been in the news as of late quite often. So I was reading it this morning, and it was talking about how the stock of Disney has dropped. Talked about how Disney stock, which normally is around $200 a share, um, how it's actually dropped. And that's important for you if you're putting your money into a 401k, because again, you don't know what it's actually comprised of. And so, that being said, if part of your 401k fund is tied to Disney, then guess what? You just took a loss. You're taking losses. And unless it goes back up and doubles the loss, you won't recover. I hope that makes sense. So let me say it again. When the market drops, when you take that loss, in order to recover, not make any more money, but just to recover, the market has to double what you lost. So notice Disney was about $200 a share. Now it's about $88, $89 a share. It was $88 this morning. With that being said, that's a loss, right? And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share my screen because I want you all to kind of see what I'm talking about. And I like to break things down so that everybody can understand it. I know a lot of times people, when they talk money, they always try to talk above you and things of that nature, so you kind of just be like, you know what, whatever, bro, you just manage that. But I'm not that person. You need to understand what's going on with your money, because guess who it impacts more than anyone? It impacts you. It impacts your family. How are you going to actually be able to live, or whatever the case may be? So this is just a very simple model of how shares work. So I just said we have just company X, or whatever you want to call them. And let's just say they have 100,000 shares. And when they do what's called their initial public offering, what ends up happening is they say, okay, you know what, we're gonna go out $100,000 a share. We're asking $25 a share for. It's a lot lower, but I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there for easy math sake. So literally, what this company has done has said, you know what, if we can sell 100,000 shares, what that does, that gives us $2.5 million in order to be able to go and continue to expand our business. If it's buy more trucks, develop infrastructure, whatever the case may be, right? That's what they're doing. They're basically saying, hey, if you can sell these at $25 a share, we'll have that $2.5 million. And bada boom, bada bing, that's going to allow us to invest more money into our company, which is going to allow us to continue to grow. And so let's just say what happens here is, as a result of that growth, now those shares are worth $200 a share. So now what happens is, now that company is worth at $20 million, right? And again, I'm really just trying to keep this simple, not trying to go into a lot of lingo, just trying to keep it simple. But notice, as a result of the growth of the business, now the shares are at $200 a share. And so at that $200 a share, now that company has somewhere around $20 million to do what? To continue to expand their business. And what happens as a business expands, they continue to increase their budget. They continue to buy more land. They continue to fund more money-making activities, right? Again, building infrastructure, adding on, buying other facilities, whatever the case may be, doing business acquisitions, whatever. Now, this is how shares work. But what we're talking about that happened today was that Disney lost. It's been downgraded, right? And as a result of that, now the shares are worth $88 a share. And so what happens is, if we look at this and take this formula, now what has happened, the company, for all intents and purposes, has lost about $11 million worth of working revenue. And that hurts. I don't care who you are. Again, that's why I try to put basic numbers up here, because I like for people to understand exactly what we're talking about, right? They have went from a $20 million budget to now an $8.8 million budget. And oh, by the way, think about this. As a result of that $20 million, you have the shareholders who get their dividends. So what has to happen is, they're going to say, okay, yeah, we got this $20 million budget. We need to be making $50 million, right? So that we can give our shareholders something back that's going to make our share, the cost of our shares go up. Now, with that being said, this is what happened to Disney. Disney now has taken a punch, right? That's over a 50% loss, right? That's pushing, right, almost a 60-something% loss. Now, why is that important? That is important because if your 401k money is tied into that Disney stock, then guess what? You just took a loss. You took a loss. There's no other way to say it. And so now the wolves of Wall Street are going to have to try to figure out, how do we get your money back? And again, I'm not going to talk about Disney and how, consumers are just like, hey, fam, we ain't playing with y'all. You know what I mean? Real talk. The July 4th weekend, they were expecting to make a lot of money back, but it just didn't happen. Now, I bring that up because I want you to understand how your 401k works. And this is why you all may see me doing the video about the 401k trap, because you need to understand that your money is in the market. And because your money is in the market, this is what can happen to it. This is what happens. So let's go back to it. I'll show you again. Let's go to the 401k trap. Now, for those that have been following me for a little bit, those that, rock with me or whatever, that a 401k, and I call it the trap, it's really an employer savings plan, meaning basically the employer gets the credit. They get that tax write-off for contributing to your retirement. Now, I'm not going to go into a rabbit hole about how I feel about it. That's immaterial. But here's what I want you to understand, again, about the 401k. So let's just say you're making $50,000 a year. The company match percentage is only going to be up to whatever percentage they set. And can I just be honest? A lot of companies aren't even matching now, right? A lot of companies have stopped their match on your 401k. You still have retirement needs, but the companies can't afford to keep putting money into the 401k. But either way, let's just say they're matching 5%. Again, I'm feeling generous today. Let's just say they're matching 6%, right? So at 6%, if they're matching it, that means that your annual contribution is about $6,000. And from that $6,000, if you put that in to the market for 35 years, that means now that you have about $210,000 that you squirreled away, right? $210,000. I've shown you how the market works, but if you need further clarity, just understand this. The market is fluid. It goes up and it goes down. What I'm saying here is that you didn't take a loss. I'm just saying you made your money back, right? What you put in, you got back 100%, right? I'm just saying that. I could say 150%. I could say whatever, but I try to keep it more realistic and in line with what it is. So let's say you made all of your money back. All the money you put into it, you didn't lose. And the market doubled your investment, right? That means that when you get ready to retire, you have $420,000. But guess what? You got to now come see Uncle Sugar. Why? Because this 401k is what's known as a pre-tax product. And as a result of that pre-tax product, that means when you get ready to retire, that's when Uncle Sugar is going to get his piece. And trust and believe he's going to get his piece. And I can't tell you how much more common is coming to families that I sit down with, and they're like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm in a spot. I just don't know what to do. People are jumping out of those pre-tax products because, again, you're going to pay taxes on it in the end. And you're paying more taxes than what you would have paid if you just, in some cases, took the hit and let your money grow so that you could have it with no taxes, right? All right. So Uncle Sugar takes his $117,000 again because he got to get paid. We got these programs we got to pay for. We got to pay that child support in Ukraine. That means now that all you have left is $302,000, which ultimately means you only have 6 years of your salary to live on for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. $302,000. Now I know some of y'all probably saying, whoa, that's a lot of money because you don't have that 302 right now. But think about it like this. That 302, most people don't realize that if you don't curb your spending, listen, that's all you have. As we get older, the costs are going up. Inflation is wearing us out right now. Would you agree? Quite sure a lot of you would agree with that. Inflation is wearing us out right now. And so with that being said, $302,000 is not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. And I know you're probably like, well, I'll get back out and pick me up a little side something. Guess what? The cost of everything is going up. And you're older now. Do you think you're actually going to be able to get out there and do what you normally do and compete with them folk the way you normally compete? Nope, not going to happen. And so this is why what we do is we show our clients about what's a product called annuities, right? And we show our clients how you can self-fund. I get it. Free money is a great allure and it's a great attractor for you to be able to put your money in the market. But let me help you. It's literally like you taking your money and going to Tunica, going to Vegas, going to wherever. So let me give you an example of what we share with our clients, what the generational wealth builders share with our clients to show them how, hey, man, even if you have had a 401k, or you may say, bro, look at here, when that pandemic came, I took all my cheese out, so I don't have nothing set to the side for right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, guess what? We can help you out. So this is looking at one of the carriers that we work with and utilizing a fixed index annuity. And so what we did here, we said, okay, if this person did a $200 a month investment to the age 67, right, this is how much they would contribute. So at 18 years old, if that person contributed $200 a month, which is $2,400 a year, they would have contributed 117,000. But look at what they would have had at age 67. $6.2 million. Now, can you agree with me that $6.2 million is a whole lot more money than $300,000. Absolutely. And then watch this. For you to know how much money you need, this is what we help our clients understand. So let's say you retire at age 67 and you say, hey man, look, just make sure I got 30 years worth of funding to make sure in case anything happened, I'm straight. Well, guess what? You need $1.5 million when you retire. Look at here. You are at 6.2. No brainer, right? Okay. Some of you may say, bro, I'm past 18. I'm 25. Okay, no worries. Guess what? At 25, if you get started with that $2,400 a year plan, guess what? You have about 3.2, almost $3.3 million. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Let's say you're 35 and you get started. You're still over $1 million, right? And let's say you're 45 years old and you decide to get started. Look at here. In 45 years, for less money than what you were putting in, the annual $6,000 a year, you were contributing $2,400 and you ended up with $302 just by you self-funding your own retirement. Look at him. You have $314,000. So you still have more than what you are actually paying into that 401k. That's what we share with our clients. That's what we show our clients when they sit down and they're like, man, look, help me understand retirement. And so with that being said, that's really what I wanted to show y'all today. You've got to start listening to the NASDAQ. You've got to start listening when they start talking about how they're getting ready to downgrade these companies from one level to another. Anytime they start downgrading, that means that there's a risk tied to it. And when people see risk, people start backing up, right? Will Disney go back up? Probably, right? But again, if it doesn't do at least 100%, or should I say, if it doesn't double the loss percentage that you had, it doesn't matter because now you're still at a loss. And again, when it comes to your retirement, you don't have time to lose. We don't. Even if you're young, you still don't have time to lose. You have more time for the market to rebound. But for those of us that's looking at 50 real close, like you don't even need your glasses to see 50. You can kind of look around and see 50. For those of us, right, that can see 50, man, look at him. We don't have time to be playing with the market like that. We don't have time to ride that roller coaster and hope that it get back up where we need it to be. What we need to do, we need to make sure that we have our retirement on deck, on lock, and secure. And so that's what I wanted to get on and share with you all today. Again, the market is, it does what it does. There is no lie about that. It does what it does. But at the same time, you don't have to have your retirement money in a place where it's riding that roller coaster. You can stabilize your retirement. You can make sure that your retirement is going to be where you need it to be when you get ready to retire. Well, listen, maybe you like this video. Please share it with somebody. Sit down. If you got any questions, listen, y'all can reach out to me. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm not that guy that you can't reach out to. You can always reach out to me. You see me out in these streets, stop me, say, hey, man, look at here. And I appreciate those of you that say you follow me and stuff like that. But listen, let me help you. Don't play with your retirement. Don't put this thing off. Stop being hands off with your retirement because watch this. The person that is managing your retirement, you don't know them. They probably somewhere on the French Riviera right now. They're living a lavish lifestyle while you don't even know if you're going to be able to retire comfortably. You don't even know where you are as far as retirement is concerned. And that should not be so. So again, don't hesitate. Book a call with us, right? We love to sit down with you. We love to walk through this process to make sure that you understand how the market is affecting your 401k. I'm telling y'all got to understand. It is one of the most sinister yet legal means of wealth transfer that's around. Because when people blindly give their money to it because of the allure of free money. But they always told us nothing come for free, right? There's always a cost for it. And that cost is going to be your retirement. That cost that you're going to pay is going to be the fact that you won't be able to retire at the age you want to retire. And, here's the thing about it. Let me just say this part and I'm through for real now. Most people don't even think about retirement now. Most people aren't even looking forward to retire. And so as a result of that, they're already preparing to work the rest of their days. We didn't come here just to work. We didn't. We did not. We did not come here just to work and then die. That's not it. Again, we were meant to enjoy life. We were meant to travel. You should be able to go see your grandchildren when you want to. You should be able to go join a bingo club with you if that's what you want to do. Go travel with the old gray hair gang. Going to what you should be able to do what you want to do. Like I said earlier, you may say, hey, I want to go get me an RV and ride up and down the road. Do it. Money should not be a reason why you cannot enjoy retirement. It should not be. But what's happening is because we're not willing to look at it because we don't understand, that's now becoming a new normal. It's becoming a new normal. And don't even talk about Social Security. They don't even know if it's going to be there. I'm 48 and they don't even know if I'm going to be able to get my check that I done put into every year of my life. But guess what? I'm not even depending on that. Hickman is going to be set up. You get where I'm coming from. Hickman is going to be straight. Hickman is going to be able to retire at the age of 60 if I want. You get where I'm coming from? Because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm doing things now to make sure that my life down the road is going to be great. You get where I'm coming from? Now, I'm not trying to grandstand or nothing like that, but what I'm saying is that you've got to be intentional about your retirement. And that means understanding that the 401k was never designed to be your primary means of retirement. Never. That was not its intention. If I can tell you, the intention was primarily to get money back into the market after the Great Depression. It was also a place for politicians to really be able to hide money. Yeah. That's what it was for. That's why the tax code is written like it is. You pay no taxes on your money now, but then when you take it out, you pay taxes. And here's the thing, the 401k made sense as long as the income tax rate was low, because that means you have more growth and more gain in the market. But guess what's happening now? You're not having that. Right now, income tax rates are high, sky high. You get what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You've got to understand the history of that. And here's the thing, folks, let me help you. One thing about the generational wealth builders, we don't, unlike other financial service groups, we don't, it's not up to me to keep your money. I'm not the one pulling the levers on your money. We put your money somewhere where it's protected, but you still get a great rate of return. That's what we do. That's why we're able to show you those numbers. If you think that I'm joking, call the people that are managing your 401k and tell them, hey, I want to know how much money I'm going to have at age whatever. And see what they tell you. They're going to give you this long spiel about interest rate and compound interest and so on, and the market and what it could do and what it can't do. Guess what Hickman can do? The carriers that we work with, we're able to actually give you a ballpark of where you're going to be. Why? Because our products are insurance based. And that's the difference. Insurance is actually protected, literally protected. And that's why I can tell people your money grows here, but you have no losses. But what about the free money? You have more money without getting the free money than you would getting the free money. Make that make sense to me. Remember, all that is a tax write-off for the company. And again, I know there are some great people in business, but you have to understand the law is the law. It's written for that. That is just a tax write-off for that company. That's why they do it. And that's why they put limits to it. Bro. We only going to fund up to 5%, up to 6%, or whatever the percent may be of your annual salary. That's it. But you've got to make sure. It's not their responsibility to make sure your retirement is straight. You own that. We all have that accountability. And the generational wealth builders are here to help you with that. That's our goal. That's our mission in life, that poverty ends with us. And again, the reason I always do this is because we've got to change this in order to get poverty out of our life. In order to stop passing along poverty, we've got to change this. We've got to change the way we look at things. We've got to change the way we respond to things. We've got to get to a place where we start questioning things. And I know people say, yeah, and listen, I hear people stick their chest out. I put so much into my 401k. Hey, fam, you might well set that money on fire because it ain't going to be there when you need it. Think about this. When you need it, remember, it gets taxed and penalized if you're under the age of 59 and a half. But it's your money, right? It's your money. And then if you don't take that money out before the age of 70 and a half, guess what? Uncle Sugar gonna hit you aside the head anyhow with about a 50% special tax. Let's just say you're at the age of 70 and you realize, man, I only got $200,000. I need some more money. I don't need to start drawing out of that money yet. Guess what? You still got to take your distribution because you got to pay your taxes to Uncle Sam. And if you don't, he gonna take it from you. That's the 401k. And again, I don't tell anybody how to do their business. I just offer options. I offer options that will allow you to be in control of your retirement. All right. So I've prattled along enough. I hope what I've said you found helpful. I hope what I've said kind of makes a little bit of sense. Again, like, share. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, y'all know how to get in touch with me. You can hit me on the book. If you see me out in the streets, you can just rap with me. Let's talk. But what I can tell you is, it's kind of like a bad tooth. You can ignore it for so long, but it's not going away. And just because you don't look at the market, it's going to come back up one day. I have my own viewpoints on that. I have my own viewpoints of what we're seeing now are unprecedented, right? Typically, when our market would recover, it was because we were exporting. It's because we were producing things. We had reasons why the market came back up. What would be the reason for the market to come up now in America? We're not really exporting. We're really more dependent, right? So what's the change? What is the historical, I don't know what to call it, lifesaver that would cause the market to pick back up and go where it needs to go? That's why I'm saying, as that market keeps falling, you'll keep losing money. Please put your money in somewhere where it'll be protected. At least if it's in a fixed index annuity, that product is protected. And you won't lose a thing. You might not gain, but you won't lose a thing. That's what it does. That's what it does. All right, folks, listen, that's my time. I got to get ready to get on down here. But listen, thank you all so much for listening. I hope you like, share. Let's talk. Let's chat. Y'all have a good day. God bless now. Take care. Bye-bye.